Hello, everyone. Welcome back to Bear's Workshop. We are here for our 992nd flyover of the Nikola factory. We got some exciting news that we're going to share with you today, and I think you guys will like it. And we're going to wait a couple minutes though, because we want people to be able to get on so that they can also share in that. Whoa, we got some background noise going on here. What video is going here? Huh, that's so weird. Okay, so how is everybody doing? And anybody want to make random guesses onto what the news is? Yeah, we'll just mute that. I'm not sure where that sound's coming from. I got a window open that's making noise. That happens all the time. But we'll figure it out. So what's up, everyone? Everyone have a good weekend. Sorry we weren't available on Friday. So things just came up and we couldn't be there for you guys. So sorry about that. Let's see here. Jin Lee, yeah, we corrected the date on that video. Oops. Yeah, JJ, we're only talking Lucid today as we do the flyover of the Nikola site just for you. Because, why not? Gordon's looking forward for the stock to go up 100 times or more. Yeah, that would actually be kind of incredible. I'm not expecting that. Octavio is here. And he also agrees no Lucid today. And Tom wants to hear the big Nikola news. And Chris says, smash that like button. I see 22 of you have already. And we've got 53 people on, which is a really good start. I guess you guys took the clickbait, but we do have news, so it's not really clickbait. All right. iMelt says the sound is good. And Gordon says, sounding and looking good. Hey. And all my figures are standing up. Andre hasn't fallen over in about 48 hours, so that's pretty good. Every time I back up, I seem to hit my shelves. There's not enough room. Ben wants to know whatever happened to Trevor. Who cares? He's not part of Nikola anymore. So, cool. Why Nikola stock's down? Well, it was actually up a little bit today. We can take a quick look at that. Let's move over to that if we can. Let's see here. The Nikola stock. 797 closed up 29 cents a share. It got up to $8. It got as low as 751. Opened at 756. So you can see it was kind of scattered all over the place, but it no big jumps, no small jumps or small declines. It just kind of stayed right in the middle for most of the day, back and forth. So not a horrible day. Patrick says hi. And Ashada? I don't know. Sorry. Says hi also. Steven says, thanks for your efforts. I appreciate that. Thank you for saying that. Mr. Bogue says, we don't need no stinking clickbait. Yeah, well, it wasn't really clickbait. So, let me move up a little bit here. I seem to be sinking in my chair. My chair is getting worse and worse every day. I'm getting lower and lower. So, what happened? Oh, I punched the mic. Hope that didn't hurt anybody's ears. All right. So Nikola is having a media presentation day on this Wednesday. And I believe they are inviting members of the media in. And even though I don't consider myself a journalist, I have been invited to go in there. I'm pretty sure that this is a firm invite. I got it originally from the PR department. And then I also got a call from Mark Russell. And he went ahead and said, you're invited, which was really nice to get that personal invitation from Mark Russell. So I just wanted to say thank you to him on this stream. And that was pretty cool. So pretty firm. That's a pretty firm yes. So Wednesday, we will be videotaping certain times we're allowed to. I'm not sure if we're going to be allowed to videotape all the time, but we're definitely going to have a video come out. I don't think we'll be able to live stream from there just because the signal down there is not that great. We might give it a shot and see how it goes. If we are able to, we will. If not, maybe we'll just live stream it later in the day, and I'll do commentary over what we saw and things like that. So that's the news. What do you guys think? I see a finally, an awesome, a double nice, awesome news. Wow, you talked to Mark? Yeah, that was very surprising. It was an honor that they went through that effort to, or Mark did, to actually give me a call. So I do appreciate that. I don't think that's something small. He's got better things to do than to talk to me, but he did. So, and congratulations, about time. Congratulations. Yeah. So I'm pretty excited. I'm going to talk to as many people as I can. I'm going to ask some questions. If you guys got any questions that you want me to ask while I'm there, if I find an opportunity to and the right person, go ahead and you can put them in the comments here, or if you could put them in the comments in the actual video, that would be great, because that's something that is easier to get through and to scroll through. So maybe we'll put a comment thread at the beginning of this video so that you guys can just go, hey, ask this question, but can't do that until the video is actually over. So I'd love to hear from you guys about what we could possibly ask. I won't ask any stupid questions. I won't be asking any questions about Trevor. So please, you can skip those. So that's that. Let's go ahead and take a look at today's video and see what we got. So we'll start running that. And we will go from there. Gigi says, glad they invited you as these flyovers, free advertisement for them. Yeah. You know, it started off as just wanting to see what's going on down there. When we started flying, it was just a few months after the Hindenburg report. So we wanted to see if it was going to come to anything. And if it was, we wanted to be able to report on it. I don't like to say report. That sounds like a journalist. But we just wanted to show people what was actually going on. And if there wasn't anything going on, we were gonna show that too. So started off pretty neutral about the whole thing and just trying to share what we see. And we've seen good things. We've seen progress. Speaking of progress, you can see the covered parking up there, right about here. They've started installing solar panels right about there. So there's guys actively working on it. And VCL, come on. You tuned in late. Now you want to know what happened. Nikola's doing a media event on Wednesday, and we've been invited to go there. So we will be videotaping from inside the factory. We're gonna be getting as much footage as they allow us to, and we will be publishing that later on Wednesday. So it's probably going to be late because we're going to have to come back. We're going to have to edit everything. But we're going to get as much as we can. As we come up to the security building, you can see that they decided on a color, and they went with the grayish with a little bit of blue in it, I think. I think that's called aqua gray. Just made that up. Ask them if they're going to make some mobile hydrogen filling stations with help from Nel ASA. It's not a bad question. Please put them in the comments later, because otherwise I'm going to have to go through all these chat messages trying to find these questions. JJ, no, I did not meet him, but I'm probably going to meet him on Wednesday. So, but I did speak to him on the phone, which was kind of cool. Will it be on mainstream news? That's a good question. I think it will probably be on some news. I don't know who else is going to be there, but this event is certainly not being put together for me. It's being put together for the media. So we will definitely find out. Other places will be reporting it. I'm sure other internet sites will be reporting it, and maybe there'll be some local news channels. I know the governor is also going to be speaking there, so maybe I'll get a chance to meet the governor. And yes, JJ, this Wednesday. iMelt said wrong market, JJ. No, it was Mark Russell. Really interested in how real their production line is. Yes, and hopefully we get to see that. And I will definitely pass that information on to you guys. Oh, do not call me mainstream media. Do not do that, please, JJ. That's like an insult. All right, so here at the top left of the screen, we can see the solar panels that have been laid out. You got about 6 in a row. It's going to be 7 in a row. And there's one full row. And I forget the number I told you guys last week about how many kilowatts that is, but it was in the hundreds. I thought it was like 500 and something. Let me see if I can look it up over here real quick so that I can give you that accurate number for those who may have missed it last week. Let's see here. Just give me a moment. You guys can watch them dig that hole. Don't know what they're doing there. Digging a trench. I mean, that's obvious. Let's see. Too many fake Facebook accounts, so I'm not even sure how to get to it. And then those are the stacks of the solar panels right there. Let's see here. Gotta find my messages on Facebook to see how many kilowatts those solar panels were. The solar panels are, let's see, they were BYO solar and now they are AFC solar. And there goes my phone. Guess I'll mute that. There's a close-up of the security building. You can see the color real clear. They got a window looking out there. 743 kilowatts of solar panels. What's going on that covered parking area, which is a lot. That is a lot of solar panels. But that's real good, and they'll use that. They'll use every penny of that electricity that is generated off of that. Ask if the solar panels will provide power to the factory or just for vehicle charging. I am pretty sure that from what I've talked to someone about, that's going to be supplying power to the factory. If it was supplying power for charging, they would need batteries. That way the power can be stored. And that's 743 kilowatts is a lot of energy. And if you're creating all that and it's not going into the charging station right away, then it is being wasted or it's going back to the grid. I don't think that their intent is to put it back on the grid. I think it's for the factory. Speedy Mitch, hello Bears. Good news for your invitation. Can you please talk to them? One, are they going to ask for capital raise on June? I believe that's already been answered. I think that they are. Can they have other colors on their trucks like dark blue or black or red? I can ask them that. Mark Duchesne, have you met? Yes, yes, I've met Mark Duchesne once, and I've spoken to him on the phone a couple of times. He was out on a Sunday when we came by, and we were doing a flyover, and normally there's not anyone out there, and somebody was going through the factory, so I ended up calling the construction and saying, hey, someone's in the factory, and then they told me it was probably Mark, and he came out, and then I met him. Nice guy. There was a little peek into the factory right there. We could just see some racks holding some parts. Sean says, we would love to see hundreds of bright green trees around the facility. That would make it look cool. There are going, from the plans that we have, there's going to be hundreds of trees all around this factory. There's a lot of landscaping that's going to go in eventually. I think that stake of frames are redundant. What do you mean that stake of frames are redundant? By the way, the frame count was, I think, 4 less than it was on our last flyover last Wednesday. I think there's 25 frames out there now. 11 of them, which look like they're not being used for the time being, might be fuel cell frames. What supply constraints are expecting in the near future? That's another good question. And I hope that you guys can get these in the comments. I will have to go through this, but it'll be so much easier if we can get them in the comments. And there we see the wash building is still going up. The dyno building got that dark navy blue. I knew you guys would have a lot of good questions. Going out here, we see one of the mobile charging. I think that's a mobile charging station out there. That stack, the one with the bubble wrap near it. 14 trucks. I thought there was 12 that we saw, and there's 12 right there. If we're looking in this picture, we're going to get a little closer. Then we saw one on the road. So we saw 13 trucks today. If you're counting 14, I'm out. You got to tell me where those other two were. There's one right there. So those water tanks are for the wash building? No, those water tanks are for the site. It's for fire suppression and whatever 13. I don't know how we got 13. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, and we saw one drive off. That's 12. One of these trucks is labeled number 13. This one right here looks a little bit different from the rear, so we were actually we zoomed in on it. We think it's one of the prototype trucks. It doesn't say battery electric vehicle on the back. See how these say battery electric vehicle on the back of the trucks? And then as we, and I think they're still doing a little bit of work on these. As we pan over, here's number 13, and it also looks darker in the back, but it seems to match up really well with the gray truck, which is their special truck, their show truck. So you notice that the backs of these are the same. So we're thinking this is also, because it's numbered, one of the prototype trucks that have been around numerous times. And then as we pan across, that one doesn't say battery electric either, but I think that, and that one says G8. That truck we know we've seen before. So I'm out. Where are you getting 14 from? Or 13 plus 1. I know the plus 1 was the one that we saw that wasn't on site. Staker frames that has moved in weeks. I think those frames are superseded. That's possible. They may be just something that they're not going to use anymore because they've moved on to something else. Depending on efficiency, 1350 watts per square foot for the panels. That is per second. That's some good math. I wouldn't be doing that math. There's our close-up view of number 13. Like I said, the back's different, the color's different, and it's got some straps for some reason. But this is definitely an older prototype truck. And you can see those tires are a little bit more worn than a lot of the other tires out there. And there's the wash building again. Get a little close-up of that. That should be reaching maximum height soon. The walls on the right and the top are higher than the left and the bottom, but that might be the top. We'll see soon enough, though. $13 or $14, I don't know. Still more than Tesla. That's funny. Yeah. Yeah. I mean, let's be honest about it. Tesla's got other things that they're working on that to them are more important than the semis. And competition is always good. Do not be afraid of competition. So that's just my thoughts on it. I love that catwalk. Yeah, I'm not walking on that. This is interesting. It says VIN002, which don't think that's right. But, I mean, for all we know, it could be. That could just be the last three, and maybe that's an actual production truck that is going to be shipped out. So that would not be a prototype if that's actual. So, but we don't know. We're just assuming. Truckers will love those huge catwalks. Yeah. All right. So there's a 7 lined up right there, and then like we showed, there was another 5 around the site. Though iMelt is seeing double somewhere. I'm not sure where. There's 2 other trucks, and I don't think we got a number off of the one on the left. It's got a piece of paper in there. There was also 16 cabs, unfinished cabs in the waiting area also. That's the same number as last week. Tyler, congrats on the invite to Nikola. Very exciting. It's going to be very exciting for all of us. It's it's exciting for us. I think it's cool. It's an honor. But it's also going to be good for you guys because you guys are going to get to see it also. Yes, I'm cracking open another drink. All right. What other questions are you guys going to have that you want me to ask if I can? And by the way, I'm turning on the AC now. Starting to warm up in here. Yeah, I got a remote. But summertime here, so I hope the AC isn't bothering you guys. If it is, sorry. You don't want to see me sweat. VCL, do we know how many trucks they have laying around so far? Well, we know there's at least 13 outside the factory. There's 12 on site today, and we saw 1 on the road. So there's at least 13 outside the factory, and the one on the road was probably also doing testing. How many they have inside mid-construction, we don't really know right now. Mr. Bogue says, hey, you guys press the like button. Gee whiz. Oh, how are we doing on that? Let's see. 53 likes, 91 people watching. So we have a new parking lot. That parking lot was created for Nikola employees because they're not going to have enough room. Hold on. So I was told that when they move everybody to the covered parking over there, for the amount of people that they have parking in that area to the left, there's not enough space for all those people to move down there. So they've created that additional parking lot because they've hired so many people. And that's what I was told. They hired so many people that that parking lot is no longer big enough. So they've made a temporary parking lot. Seeing a lot less axles, so count those on the inside. For every like it brings in a new person. Well, I wish that was true. Maybe we'll bring in for every 5 likes I get a new sub. By the way, we hit 13,000 subs over the weekend. So I want to thank all you guys that have subbed in the past. And if you haven't, please do so now. 13,000. That's a good lucky number. Oh, well, we lost one since I refreshed last. That's too bad. I don't know what happened there. Okay. Well, if you're not sub now. Somebody bring it back to me. We were at 13,014 and I refreshed it and went down 1. Not cool. Question for Nikola. How many tons of hydrogen per day do you plan to produce by the end of 2023? Good question. Another good one. And that was our whole video for today. So those are our Patrons. If you guys would like to support the channel, please take a look. There are 5 levels: Baby Bear, Mama Bear, Papa Bear, Ultra Bear, and Super Bear. We have no Ultra Bears. And we have Lucinaire is a Super Bear. Those are some hefty levels, but any kind of help you can give us is appreciated. We're going to go ahead and rewind while you guys feed me your questions that you would like to ask. Mel says, happy 13K. Yeah, okay. It's been a couple minutes since I begged for a sub. Let's see if we got one back. No. Come on, guys. So just to recap, in case you showed up late, Nikola's having a media event on Wednesday. We have been invited, and there'll be other people from the media. Hopefully every one of their pieces don't start off with a story of Trevor and talks about the truck and the factory and what Nikola is doing today and not what one guy did in the past. Ask them, do the trucks power refrigerated loads? That is another good question. I'm going to say that it does, because they have a refrigerated trailer there. The question that I would like to ask them is, does that refrigerated load run off of the batteries or its own generator? And if it runs off the batteries, what kind of power, how much power does it use? How much does it degrade the range? Mr. Bogue says, also, I need to tell you, last week I realized I was unsubscribed. You were right. You need to check your subscription. Yes, please, everyone, please do check your subscription, because it happens. It happens to everybody. I know some big YouTubers that have put up their numbers, and they've showed how within an hour they'll lose like 500 subs. We've had it happen numerous times where in a matter of, a couple minutes, we might happen to look, and then we look again 30 minutes later, and we've lost 20 subs. And it happens at least once a month to us. Ask how many built and how many actual sold. I could ask them that, Marco, or I'm sorry, that wasn't Marco. Marco said scammers. Oh no, Marco did ask that. Marco actually said something besides scammers. I'm in shock. Thanks for actually contributing, Marco, to something besides that. The weight of the BEV, that's a good question. And I don't think that they're going to release any numbers of how many they built and how many they actually sold, because that's something they usually hold off to on the quarter announcements. So weight of the BEV is good, and I could ask them that. But thank you, Marco, for saying something besides scammers. That is, thank you. Maybe you're coming around. The market sucks. Biden in trouble, not assertive and boring. Oh, Tyler asked Marco if he can form complete sentences, and he did. How much it costs all the parts from the Iveco per unit? You get into a lot of details there. Congrats for the invite. Thank you, Marco. And thanks for saying scammers on 180 of the 192 videos. But I actually am pleased to see you actually commenting with something besides that. Where's Micah? It's been a while. Micah doesn't usually join the live streams. I think he's only like twice said something in it. Steven says, suspecting a strong update on sales. Yeah, I don't think they're going to announce it on Wednesday, but it would be nice if they did. It could happen. I think we'll get that announcement on the quarterly earnings. Mr. Bogue says 19K. I'm not sure what he was responding to. Do they have any plans to produce anything besides semi-trucks? I could ask that, but I think the answer is they're at this point they're not. If they said that they were, they would almost be announcing something. And unlike Elon, who likes to put the teasers out there, they are trying to stay focused on the semi-trucks for right now. And if I ask that, I think I would have to be like off the record type of thing. Pounds, sorry. Okay, 19K. 19,000 pounds for the trucks. Okay. That's actually it's not horrible. When you think about the battery pack that's in there, I think it's 275 kilowatts, something crazy like that. A Rivian weighs 7,100 pounds. A Hummer is over 9,000 pounds. So I don't think that's bad at all. Boss USA, I would expect positive news Wednesday. Nikola would not host an event unless there is major progress. I agree with that 100%. Steven wants to know if the Badger is still 100% off the table. I can't answer that. I would think that it might be for now. They really have a plan for the next couple of years for trucks, for semi-trucks. So that's where they just need to stay focused. Those look like some window panels right there. So because they've got some large openings on the other side of that that building that would probably fit those window panels right there. Nikola is participating in a live event with TC Energy in my backyard in Alberta tomorrow. I wonder what they will say. Nice. I'm gonna have to tune in for the news on that. TC Energy is going to be making hydrogen for them in partnership with them. Let's see here. And then Mr. Bogues, again, 19,000 pounds. Glenn Phillips is here. Hi, everyone. What did I miss? Well, Glenn, there's going to be a media event on Wednesday at the Nikola factory, and we are going. And we're going to let you guys know what we see. And we're going to ask questions. So, yeah, I said it again. And that's okay. Glenn's a Patreon, so I'll repeat it for him. No, it's not a standard semi. It's from 17K to 23K. Yeah, that's... like I said, I think that's a decent weight. One question I want to ask, and Jason, if you're listening, I'm probably going to ask you this, is that range of 350 miles on a BEV confirmed fully loaded, and if it is not fully loaded, what is its range when you just have the semi just driving around? There's got to be some difference between a fully loaded tray and an unloaded tray, because if it's 350 loaded, it's got to be much higher unloaded, which is good just for transportation and moving them around. And when you don't have a trailer, or is the 350 an average? Because I think it's important for that 350 to be loaded. Do they have any plans for autonomous driving for the future? That's another good question. I think that they do, but I don't think that they haven't talked about it much. Rivian can't hold Nikola's candle. Nikola is an energy company, whereas Rivian is truck SUV company. Nikola will destroy Rivian in terms of market value in the future. I think it's possible. I think Rivian was helped out a lot by the fact that Amazon has placed that order for those trucks that are underpowered and still in development. In the year 2100, do they think they will be producing more electric or hydrogen vehicles? That's a pretty long forecast. 2100, huh? I hope you'll have a ride in one of the trucks. I believe that there are ride-alongs. So I believe I am going to get a ride in a Nikola tray. I'm not 100% sure, but I'm pretty sure that they are, because there was a disclosure about I'm riding at my own risk. So let's see. Do you know who who's making the batteries for them? I believe LG will be in the future, because Mark had mentioned that the LG factory is being built about 20 miles north of here, and that helps with supply and getting things quicker, less costs, because they're going to be so close. So I don't believe they're making them right now. I forget the name of the company that is, but it will be in the future. Let's see. I get 7.5 miles per gallon loaded. Unloaded, I can get up to 10 or more. In what? Did you even say? Did I miss that? Don't say it. Tom asks if you can drop air from the last axle and over to the drive axle for better traction on snow and ice. I don't think that they have anything in there for that, but it's not really it's an unusual question, but it's not a bad question, because that is just a two-wheel drive. It's just one axle that's powered there. So it is possible that to do something like have more traction would be necessary. Some sort of auto deflate and auto inflate would probably, I don't know, I'm not from Canada, so I don't know what they do on the semis as far as air pressure, if they lower or raise them to have better traction on the ice or the snow. Would Plug Power be a good partner for Nikola? I think they already have a partner with Electrify America and Tritium making the chargers. Good amount of after hours buying on this talk. People are slowly seeing this picture. Is that right? Let's take a look. I can't see the after hours buying, but I can see what the price is. After hours. No, we're even. Yeah, I don't know how to read this thing and tell you whether there's after hours trading. But you can see the orders that are put in. There's a big jump there to 803. So that's kind of cool. We'll see what happens tomorrow. I can't be the one breaking this news, so I wasn't told to keep it a secret either. Let's see. Hi, Bear. I'm Larry. Hey, Olivia. You might have to go through the chat to find out what you missed. Mr. Fusion in 2100. That, yeah, maybe we'll have Fusion by 2100. I think they said that 100 years ago also. Oh, Mr. Bose is talking about his semi-truck. Okay. That's right. Sorry, I forget who drives what. So Mr. Bose drives a semi, and that's the gas mileage he's talking about. So you get about a 25% increase in your gas mileage when you are unloaded, is what you're saying. So that's what I'm wondering on these semi-trucks when they're not loaded on the BEVs, if they are going to get an increase in mileage when they're not loaded. Archangel, besides spewing out Lucid a couple of comments ago, says Nikola will beat Tesla as long as not like Lucid, car expensive. Yeah, the car is expensive, and but it's filling a market there that they believe that they can fill. Deep says more pounds per square inch is good for traction on ice. Yeah, and it's also good for sand. I routinely get my vehicle stuck down in Mexico in the sand and can't get them out until we lower it to about 10 pounds of pressure. And that's like on a dually truck or any kind of vehicle, but it was a dually that I used to get stuck there on every visit trip. But what kind of effect at 10 psi, if you're fully loaded, does it have on the tires in pulling the load like that? Just a little curious if you happen to know. Mr. Bugs, they don't lower or raise suspension. That is only used for getting under a trailer. Okay. Lucid flyover withdrawals. We'll have one in a little bit. There'll be a Lucid flyover coming out probably in an hour or so. I think we just have to finish compiling it and then we'll get that posted. Arne says they probably use heat pump for the battery in Canada, same as here in Norway. Yeah, they've got to do something because you've got to keep those batteries heated up so you're not losing range. Olivia says good news on Lucid today. They're in Europe, in the Netherlands with deliveries in June, and Dream Edition in Netherlands. Hydrogen effects. That's Dan, I believe. What is the big news? Around 14 we expected through supplier day. The big news is that we are going to be at a media event for Nikola at the Coolidge factory on Wednesday. So there is a big media event. We're invited, and so is the rest of the media. I'll be the only one doing coverage without mentioning Trevor Milton's name. The rest of them will probably start their stories with that or end it. But it will be in there. Let's see when we see the beta version of the fuel cell truck. Maybe you'll see one, Bear. Maybe. I don't think they're there yet. It's not part of their game plan. They had announced their plans for the beta, and I think that's still to come later this year. What is the battery warranty? I believe that they're selling these with a maintenance program already included, which would probably include the battery, but that is another question that I can ask. Olivia says, haha, poor Trevor. Nikola has IP on battery cooling and heating. They use fluid to control temperature. And so does Tesla. They use fluid also, and so does Ford. I know that they do. Ford had, if you ever watched Cindy Monroe's video on the Ford Mach-E tear down, they had pulled out some hoses that were just, there was like 40 hoses all intertwined with each other. It was not a great picture. Needless to say, I've got a Mustang Mach-E on order, and I'm real close, for those of you that are interested, in pulling the trigger on a Lucid Air Pure and getting one of those on order. So that might be coming soon too, and when that happens, I will announce it, probably on a Lucid video though. All right, so wow, we've gone through this twice now. So after we sign off, if you guys can put any questions that you want down in the comments, that'd be great. I'll ask whatever I can, and we'll have answers for whatever I can get out to you on Wednesday. Tomorrow we're doing fast charging with B&B, where me and Brian talk about all things EV. I'm sure we're going to mention this visit to Nikola on Wednesday also. We will not be flying over Nikola on Wednesday, nor will we be flying over Lucid on Wednesday, because we're going to be there for, I believe, most of the morning. It's going to run several hours. Thank you for Janine for thanking me for all that we do. And did anyone see the YouTube video by Freightwaves for a test drive of the BEV? Didn't score it that well. Biased. I think Freightwaves is actually, I'm probably like one of their 4 subscribers, but I did not catch that video. But I think they're all in on it. I didn't see the video, and I don't know which truck that they actually tested, so I'm not sure. First name, last name. What's the big news? Oh man, you got to watch the whole video for that. Sorry. Nikola is having a media event on Wednesday, where the media is invited for media talk and test drives of as passengers of the Nikola trays. So that's what the big news is. So we're going to get some video of us driving, or passengering, if that's a word. And so it's going to be pretty exciting for us, and then we're going to share it with all you guys. Let's see. Stephen wants to know, is Lucid worth a jump into? I think it is, especially at the price that it's at, though I think it might go down wherever it's at come their quarterly earnings day. It's probably going to lose a couple dollars off of that, because I don't think their deliveries are going to be what some people are hoping that they're going to be. Let's see. Ontario, Canada is turning the Ford Mach-E into a police car. Very cool. Oh, that's nice. I think that would do well. 84 watching, 84 likes. Awesome. Now we're at 86 watching, 87 likes. Nice. Okay. I like that. Rel says Super News Bear. Chris says, where would be a good place to watch the TV energy video with Nikola? Not sure. Mopar Den is here. I'm late. What was the news? Nikola's only up slightly after hours. The news is they're having a media event on Wednesday, and we're going to be there, and we will be getting video of ride-alongs, and there's going to be a speech by the governor, and we're going to probably get to meet some people from Nikola, and we will ask them some questions if we can. Bay Drip. I want to see the badger. Google it, because that's the best place to see one. And we hope you enjoy it there. All right, we're getting ready to about wrap it up here. I want to thank everyone for being here. Pretty excited for Wednesday. Wednesday's video will probably be later in the day, Arizona time. So if you're in Europe, it's going to be later than that. Can't do much about that, but we want to produce a good quality video. So I want to thank everybody for watching. And please, please, please put some questions down in the comments. I will pin a note there right as soon as we're done. And you guys could ask all your questions in there, and I'll ask whatever I can to whoever I can and see if we can get some answers. Baydrip, play the flyover again. Well, I played it twice. Just rewind the video a little bit. It's there. All right. Thanks, everyone. We will see you on Wednesday. Looking forward to it. Bye-bye.